and we are live for another video. I am Teacher Prix and I want to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Welcome to another live video, and if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video can help you, okay? I have many things to tell you today. So let's see, let's wait for people to join this new live video. If you're joining, hi, thanks for joining. Tell me where you are from. I would love to know. Okay, let's chat a little before we get started. Tell me about your week, if you had a good week. Hi Jaime, how are you? I hope you can stay all the video today. Okay, last week you couldn't stay. Hi Patricia from France. Salut. Oh, hello the Joker. Hi Thiago, how are you doing, guys? As usual, I'm sorry for any background noise as I'm making this video live. It's hard, you know, sometimes there's noise. All right, so I apologize for that. Hello Adnan from Montenegro, how are you doing? Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm so excited. Hi Will, what's up? Did you have a good week? Let's see, where's the chat here? Oh, it's better to look at here. Hello Smile, I'm not sure how you what your name is, but thanks. Hello, you are in Morocco, right? Hi, I don't know who you are, but you are from São Bernardo. Hello. Oh, it's 1:25 in, wow, all right, Patricia. So thank you so much for joining. It's so late in France. Here in São Paulo, it's 8:30 p.m. It's a bit early. The night is young. That is very cool. I see more people are joining. I'm wondering why I can understand you more. Well, this is an interesting question. Someone is asking me, I can understand you, but I cannot understand other native speakers. It depends, because it depends on the subject. Okay, for example, here in my channel, I'm talking about very specific subjects to help you study English. Okay, so consequently, it's easier to understand because of the subject. All right. And I'm also here trying to make you understand me. I'm speaking more slowly. Hello to Recife. Woohoo! I'm speaking more slowly so that you can understand me. Okay, I'm trying to be as clear as I can be to make as many people as possible, to make people understand me. Okay, as much as possible. So it might be because of that, and also because I'm a non-native speaker. And I'm a teacher. I'm trying to really teach you guys in all videos I make, okay? So, today's subject is not really a question, but I think it's sometimes something you guys think about, because I imagine that many of you study alone. So I have a question for you. You can tell me here in the chat. Do you study English by yourself? Do you study English alone? So let me know, okay? Here in the comments, in the chat, actually. And I was thinking about it during the week, and I decided to make this video because I know that many of you guys, many of my subscribers, my followers, study English alone, or sometimes watch videos on the internet to study English. And it can be a little bit difficult to know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So that's why I decided to make this video, this live video subject today, to talk about common mistakes we make, students make, when we study alone. So what kind of things we are doing that we shouldn't be doing, okay? So some people are saying here that they study English by themselves. Patricia studies by herself on YouTube. Jaime says the same. There were also more people saying they study English by themselves. Let's see who else. Robin says that he also studies by himself. That's great. That's great. And what is your biggest challenge, guys? What is Spaceman also says he is studying by himself. So what is your biggest challenge? What is your biggest difficulty? Let me know here in the chat. Okay. So I thought about this, And I decided to talk about the 5 most common mistakes we make. And it's natural, guys. When we study alone, we are trying hard, but we will make mistakes. Oh, okay, it's a boy. Oh, sorry, I didn't know because of the name. So it's natural to make mistakes, okay? But what I'm trying to do here is to shed some light on this, to show you that there are things you can change that will help you study more efficiently, more effectively, okay? Because sometimes we do not have the time or the money to invest in private classes with teachers or at a school or traveling abroad to learn English. So we have to use our time the best way we can. I see that many of you are talking about the importance of speaking. This is a big challenge when you are studying alone. I've already made some videos about this. I will talk about this here too. This is also a difficulty, and I understand it's hard when you study alone to improve your speaking alone, okay? But there are other things that are related to speaking that you can do that by the time you have someone to talk to, you will feel more confident, okay? So, the first mistake. I'm using my computer. Hopefully nothing will happen to it. Today I forgot to send my summary to my email, so if something happens, oh well. So the first mistake many of you make is when you don't know where to start, okay? And many of you, because you are studying alone, feel confused to know how to begin, how to start your English journey, okay? And because of that, we tend to have a difficult start, a difficult beginning. And what's wrong with that? We use the wrong materials. We use the wrong sources to study because we didn't sit down and plan this. So consequently, the beginning is key. Okay, so if you think about it, I imagine that many of you have already started. You've already made this mistake, and it's okay. I did the same with a different language, not English, but I did the same. Sometimes we make a decision of what materials to use or what apps to use, what websites to use, based on other people's experience, based on what people say, on what people do. I see many of you on Facebook groups, and everybody follows everybody's advice, and I don't see any problems with that. But you need to have your own filter, okay? You need to filter what's best with you, and remember, you are unique, okay? You are the only you. So sometimes what works for Peter will not work for you. So that's why it's important to, when you are starting, to analyze the best way for you to learn, not for Peter or for Mary or for Linda. They are different people. Sometimes a method or a material or a website or an app worked for them, but it may not necessarily work for you. Okay, so it's important when you are starting your journey to understand how you learn things. Okay, another thing that happens when we start our journey, because of people's experiences, people comments and opinions, is to run away from grammar. No, I don't want to learn grammar. If I learn grammar, if I study grammar, I will get stuck. I'm not really going to improve English. And consequently, many people run away from it and ignore it. And that's not the way. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to sit down and do grammar exercise all the time, but completely ignoring it is not the way either. And in the beginning, we usually feel confused because we see so many opinions everywhere that we don't know what exactly to choose, what is best, what is not. Okay? Now, my recommendation is to take some time, and if you are not a beginner, if you have already started your journey, go back, okay? Sit down and structure how you are going to learn based on your abilities, okay? Think about the things you know how to do, not in English, but your ability to learn. How do you learn new things? For example, try to remember your time at school when you were a student or when you were at college. How did you study for tests? How did you learn new information? Because probably you will know by this experience, your experience, how you learn things better, okay? How you learn things more easily. And you can use some of those techniques, some of those strategies to help you study English, okay? This will help you, this will give you ideas. I'm not saying it's the only thing you can do, but I'm saying that it's a better way to start by focusing on how you can learn things, on how well you learn things, okay? Someone is saying the problem is that we don't have anyone to help us. I understand, Noor. I'm not sure if I am pronouncing your name correctly, so I apologize. It is difficult to know because we don't have anybody to help us. And that's when internet comes to place. That's when we have YouTube channels to help you. But if we don't have a good direction, we don't really know where to get the help from, okay? If you don't know what you need help with, how do you find help? That's why having a clear structure for studying alone, a clear routine, will help you start more efficiently. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, it's gonna be easy. No, it's gonna be challenging. There will be difficulties, but at least you have a clear goal of what you need to do. Okay. Another thing, I've talked about this during a video. I made a video about what type of learner you are. If you are a visual learner, if you are an auditory learner, this is so important, guys. I will leave the link to this video if you haven't watched it yet. After I finish the live video, I will post a summary. As usual, I always post a summary of the main ideas. And I will leave the link to this video as well. But it's... if you know how you learn things well, you know, if you learn things by looking at them, if you learn things by listening, if you learn things by touching, by having more physical interaction, it's better to study, because you will look for exercise that will help you focus on those things, okay? Now, the second mistake, let me take a look at the comments before I go to the second mistake. I saw some of you were saying some interesting things. Let's see, because... Oh, I can't reload them. So, oh man. Yeah, I can't really reload them. Eliane, if you could repeat what you said. Oh, I see. I got it. I'm from Brazil. Sometimes I meet American people, but when I talk to them, I don't remember the words. That's not remind, okay? It's remember. I don't remember the words. So remind is when someone reminds you to do something, okay? Hey, did you pay the bill? So someone is reminding you to do something, okay? Remember is the memory. I don't remember something. I remember something, okay? So there are many things to consider in this situation when we are talking to someone and we forget the words. It could be because of anxiety. You could be nervous, anxious, or it could also be because you are not prepared. Sometimes you don't remember words. You need to practice being in these situations. And that's the challenge, because we don't always have opportunities to talk to native speakers, to American people or people from other countries. Sometimes we do not have opportunities to talk to them, okay? And look at that, my goodness, there's a motorcycle. It's not a motorcycle. I don't know what that is. It's annoying. So... it could be for several reasons, but my advice to you is, when I tell people to think in English, if you had an opportunity where you didn't remember a specific word, what kind of word is that? What kind of vocabulary is it? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it a quality? You need to analyze more the situation, because then you can better prepare yourself for the next time, okay, for the next time. And that's my suggestion to you, because this will happen. But try to analyze these situations and see what kind of structures you forgot. What kind of subjects were you talking about that you felt insecure or you forgot the words? That's a way to analyze it and to take into consideration, okay? Now, the second mistake many students make is to use too many sources, too many internet sources, too many apps, okay? We get so excited when we are going to study a language, and we go on Facebook groups, we go on Twitter, on Instagram, and we see someone talking, oh, check out this app, it's amazing, it's wonderful. And then someone says, oh, check out this website, it's amazing, it's wonderful. Oh, check out this channel, it's amazing, it's wonderful. If it's my channel, believe it's really amazing, it's wonderful. But it's dangerous, because if you have too many options, you can get lost, okay? And if you are studying alone and you're using too many options, too many things, too many apps, at some point you can feel lost, okay, and not focused. I'm not saying you have to use only one source or only one app. That's not my idea. I believe that balance is key, okay? If you try too many things and you don't focus on a few of them, you may not notice, you may not feel improvement. And that's my point here, okay? So you need to choose your sources carefully, okay? You need to make solid, good decisions when you are choosing your sources, when you are choosing the apps. Don't choose apps that focus on your native language. So if you are from Brazil and you speak Portuguese, don't use apps that have Portuguese language, okay? Use English to English apps. That's my main recommendation for apps if you're using apps to study English. English to English. Don't use any app that has a different language, that is teaching English in your language. That's not a good idea, okay? And again, in this situation here, in this kind of mistake of choosing websites, apps, videos, we are also influenced by other people's experiences, okay? And it's nice to have these recommendations. Hi, Ricardo, you are late. I cannot believe it. Thanks for joining. And because of that, we tend to use all these suggestions and try everything. Now, imagine why this is a problem when you have too many possibilities, too many options. Imagine you have 20 minutes to study every day. You have 20 minutes, that's it. 25 minutes. And then you sit down, okay, let's study English. And you see all those suggestions from your friends, from Facebook, from people you don't know. What happens to the 20 minutes? You will be using those 20 minutes to do, oh, hello from Austria. Hi, Francisco. Are you Brazilian or are you from Austria? Because that's a Brazilian name. I was just wondering. Well, it's not like a Brazilian name, but it's a very common name here in Brazil. So going back to the example, you have 20 minutes and then you see all those recommendations. And then you start checking the recommendations. And there's no routine, no schedule, no plan. You just start checking the suggestions and the videos that people suggested and the ideas that people suggested. When you realize your 20 minutes are gone and you didn't study anything, you just focused on many suggestions from many people you don't even know. So that's the problem. Okay, sometimes because of all the suggestions we don't have enough time to sit down and come up with a plan. So we finish our 20 minutes and we feel like we didn't do anything. Okay, so that's the problem here. Oh, you're from Chile, that's why. Cool. So I am not saying the sources are bad, all right? I'm just saying that you need to study them wisely. Lucas is saying, I learn English in English. Do you recommend that? Absolutely. You have to study English in English. Forget your language. Okay? James. I keep calling you James. I think I like calling you James, Jaime. I don't like Jaime. I like James. Anyway, Jaime, what you can do, and I listened to your audio you sent to me. In my previous live video, I gave you guys an exercise. So if you want to know what the exercise is, check it out. And you can send me the answer just like Jaime sent. And Jaime, I think for you, you need to work on intonation and pronunciation. Like you need to focus some decent amount of time on intonation and pronunciation. Okay? But I'm also preparing more feedback for you. I'll be sending it to you. Okay? Hi, Nguyen Tuan from Vietnam. So, to conclude the second mistake, I'm not saying the sources are bad. I'm just saying that when you have a short period of time to study, you need to focus, be smart, use your time wisely. if you just open your computer and start checking people's suggestions, at the end of your study time, you will feel like you didn't make the most of it. Okay? And remember, quantity doesn't mean quality. So it doesn't matter if you have 10 websites, 20, 10 YouTube channels, are you use them efficiently? Okay, quality is more important, all right? The third mistake is highly connected to the second. Why? Because the more options you have, the more difficult it is to manage your time. And this is the biggest problem. The third mistake we have is to manage our time when we study English alone. Because we have so many options. We spend too much time looking for the best options. We don't have a plan. So sometimes we sit in front of the computer, you know, like we sit on the chair and we start Googling, and we don't have a plan. So we don't manage time well, and we don't really know what we are going to study. You waste time. You waste precious time, because that's not studying. When you are looking for information or for videos or for apps, that's not really studying. Studying is when you already have the information and you only focus on it. You only pay attention and you only take notes and listen to what the teacher is saying, or the article, you read what the article is telling you. That's the moment when you are really studying, okay? Let's see. If you spend too much time looking for apps, looking for websites, you may not use your time the way you could, okay? So, my suggestion is that I think this is the best suggestion I can give you here, is to come up with a schedule, to come up with a plan. So the first thing what do you need to consider here? The first thing, number one, how often you are going to study and how long. All right, so are you going to study twice a week? Are you going to study 3 times a week, 3 days a week? Are you going to study 4 days a week? And for how long? How much time? 1 hour. So 1 hour 3 times a week, 2 hours 3 times a week. You need to define how long and how often you are going to study. And remember, when we start, we are very excited and we decide we are going to study every day, but be realistic. Consider that there will be days when you're going to be tired. Consider that you may have a busy life. So choose the frequency and the duration wisely. Okay, sometimes it's better to study 1 hour twice a week than pretending that to study every day but not really dedicating yourself. Dedication and focus are key. Okay, so be realistic to the frequency and length, duration of time you will dedicate to English every week. Okay, so this is the idea, the thing you need to consider, the number one thing. The number two thing, and this is where students get many students get very lost. What activities are you going to do? Okay, yes, Kevin, we're live. What activities are you going to do is the number two. Okay, once you define your schedule, you can divide your schedule and plan every month. Okay, for example, 1 month has 4 weeks. So you are going to plan your schedule, your study plan for week 1, week 2, and week 3, and week 4. Then you will choose the activities, okay? You will choose what activities you are going to do on week 1, what activities you're going to do on week 2, what activities you're going to do on week 3 and on week 4, okay? After you plan what you're gonna do, for example, the exercises and activities, you don't need to be very specific, but just a clear idea of what kind of exercise you are going to do, okay? Then you can choose the websites and the apps and the videos that can help you, okay? The number 3 thing you have to do when you're planning your schedule is to dedicate time to different skills. Remember, 1 month has 4 weeks, so during these 4 weeks, you need to dedicate time to different skills. Okay? Hi, Coutinho, first time here. Well, thank you for joining. So, during the 4 weeks, you are going to dedicate time to specific skills. You're going to do reading exercises, listening exercises, writing exercises, grammar exercises, vocabulary exercises, and if possible, speaking exercises. You need to find someone you can talk to on the internet. You have many opportunities, okay? Many places where people like to chat with each other in English. So there are things you can do, okay? And all these skills, all these activities, in my opinion, are equally important, okay? Grammar, vocabulary, listening, reading, writing, they are all very important. And if you don't dedicate time to them, you are not going to get the speaking you want, okay? The fourth thing you need to do, the thing number 4, is respect and follow the plan. You made the plan, you wrote down the activities for the month, now you have to respect it and follow it and do it. I know, it may sound silly and obvious, Priscilla, of course I'm gonna follow, but many people create a plan but can't follow it. They fail to follow the plan. Why? Because they probably created an unrealistic plan, okay? So that's why I said be realistic with the plan, because if you are not, it's hard to follow the plan, okay? So this is something you need to consider. So these 4 things, deciding how long, how often, the activities you're going to do, dedicate time to each activity, and respect the plan and follow it, will help you study alone more efficiently, okay? Mistake, I see that some people are asking, who do I talk to? And let's see. Someone said, I think it was Eleni again, she says that she can't really understand movies. It's the same situation, but I think that with movies, you can, she says that she can't understand people in movies, okay? It's hard for her to understand people speaking during the movies. It depends on the movie, it depends on the subject. I think that the movie can give you a good idea of what kind of vocabulary you don't have, okay? Because sometimes it's not only because they are speaking fast, but because they are using expressions, they are using words that you don't really know, okay? I love Game of Thrones. When I started watching the first season, there were some parts I couldn't understand because of the accent, their pronunciation. There were some vocabulary words, some words that I didn't know. Today, I feel more comfortable, but sometimes I don't understand a thing or two. So I go back, I listen again, I repeat it one more time, and there you go. So it's the same process with movies. So depending on the movie, it'll give you a good idea of what what kind of vocabulary you need to work on. Okay? Very well. The mistake number 4, and this is something, guys, that it's so... hi, Clesius, how are you doing? I hope this helps you. Eliane, it's not Elaine, it's Eliane. So the mistake number 4 is related to intonation and pronunciation. Many people who study alone do not have a plan or do not have strategies, do not include strategies, do not include strategies or exercises to improve intonation and pronunciation. And this is a serious topic, guys, because if you can have all the vocabulary in the world, you can have all the grammar in the world, all the best expressions. If you don't have good intonation and pronunciation, people will not understand you. So this is so important. You have to work on your intonation and pronunciation every day. I do exercises every day to improve my intonation. I'm a teacher and I still make mistakes. So every day I sit down, I listen to audios, I repeat the audios because I need to work on my intonation. I need to work on my pronunciation if I want people to understand me. Okay, Alvaro, I prefer American accent. I think it's clearer. It's the accent that most people in the world will understand. Okay, now this is my personal opinion. American. Now, I'm going to insist on this, on the importance of speaking, of working on intonation and pronunciation. And many people ignore this exercise because they are all about repetition. You have to repeat and repeat and listen and repeat and go up and go down with the intonation, up, down, rise and fall. And these exercises are not always nice. They are not always fun to do, to sit down and repeat and listen and repeat. But let me tell you guys that that's the thing. It's important, and it's definitely what's going to help you improve, okay? Now, how do you do this exercise by yourself? You will record your voice. You will use your cell phone. Most cell phones today have this app where you can record your voice, or you can download, there are so many apps where you can record your voice. You're gonna choose an audio from the internet where you have the script and the audio. You're gonna listen a few times, like 5, 10, why not, right? You're gonna listen to this audio sometimes, and you're gonna repeat, okay? You're gonna repeat with the audio. After the audio says it, you repeat it for a few times. Then, when you start to feel a little confident about the speed, about the words, then you will record yourself. Okay, that's the moment you record yourself. After that, you are gonna listen to yourself, and you are gonna start asking some questions. Do I understand myself? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, are the words clear? Compare it to the original. It's not gonna be perfect. Don't worry, that's not the purpose. Okay, compare it to the original and think, oh, are they similar? The pronunciation of the words, were the words clear? And that's how you work on intonation. You will start learning when is the moment to rise, when is the moment to fall, when is the moment to be neutral, okay? So this is something that many students do not dedicate time to because they feel it's too complicated to do, but it's not. Find audios and repeat. Listen to your voice. Don't study in silence. That's not how you're gonna improve intonation and pronunciation. Okay, and when I say this, I'm telling you, you have to do this repeatedly. You have to do this many times until you start to feel results. Okay, because you are alone. You don't have someone to talk to you and say, do it again, repeat it one more time, repeat it one more time. You don't have this. So you really need to be disciplined when you do this alone. Okay, Josue is asking how to know where the stress is. Well, to help you with that, it depends, because you may have the stress on the word, on single words. You have different stress for a sentence. But to start, let's focus on words. The best way to know where the stress is to learn the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of the word. And to do that, you can check dictionaries online. Okay, I do not recommend just going to Google and typing the word. I recommend going to oxford.com or similar dictionaries. Okay, I will leave the link. My eye is itching. Okay. I will leave the suggestion to the dictionary here in the descriptions when I finish the video. Okay. But to learn the stress, to learn the intonation and the correct pronunciation of the word, you can check the online dictionary and you will see it. You will see how you pronounce the word. You will have the phonetic symbols to explain, but also the sound, and that's how you learn. Okay, but stressing a phrase, for example, you learn by listening to people, you learn by watching movies, you learn by listening to podcasts, you learn by watching videos. Okay, there are other technical aspects of it, but I would have to give some recommendations of books and stuff. I didn't really prepare to go into this detail, but I can make something about that, how to work on word stress, on phrase stress. I think I made a video, I talked a little bit about that, but that's basically how you start working on this. Okay, Josué? Very nice. And let me tell you, still about the fourth mistake. Guys, this is so important that if you don't work on your intonation and pronunciation since the beginning, by the time you reach an intermediate level, when you believe you can understand people, you have vocabulary, you will not be an intermediate speaker, because if your intonation and pronunciation are not clear, are not in the same level of your vocabulary or grammar knowledge, it'll be difficult for people to understand you. Okay, so this is critical, this is really important. Dedicate time to this study because it will help you in the long term. Okay. Listening to so Patricia is saying listening to ebooks with the script, is it a good idea? That's an amazing idea. Or with subtitles if you're watching or listening to it on YouTube. Yes, you can use the ebooks with audios. Okay, it's nice to help you work on intonation, to help you work on pronunciation. Okay, that's excellent. To help you work on your pronunciation and intonation. So that's a wonderful idea, Patricia. Now, mistake number 5, guys, the last mistake of the night, is related to motivation. Then now we're gonna be more emotional now, okay? Alvaro is asking me if I have a WhatsApp group. I don't, okay? I do not have. I see some people making groups and joining them. It would be very difficult for me to manage such things, so I do not have it, okay, guys? And but I know that there are many groups on Facebook that invite people to participate and organize this group. So hey, it's an idea. You can find maybe you can find someone that you get along, that you connect, that you click, and you can try to practice English together. So it's an idea. You have to try to find ways to find opportunities to speak English, okay? So, as I said, mistake number 5 is motivation. Guys, sometimes it is difficult to stay motivated. And I know because I study by myself, not English. Well, I study English by myself, but I study other things by myself. And sometimes it's hard to stay motivated, okay? Sometimes we don't have people to talk to. Sometimes you don't use English in your routine, or sometimes you have trouble to make progress. You are not making progress. You don't understand movies. You don't understand songs. So what happens? You start to lose your motivation. And because of that, you lose your focus. Okay, when we are not motivated, we don't focus. And that's the problem for people who study alone. Okay, and sometimes because of the demotivation, we stop studying for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, and that's when the problem begins because you are alone. You don't have anyone, hey, next class, come on. You don't have anybody to do that with you. So you need to find the motivation by yourself. And that's the challenge that many people who study alone have, okay? And it's natural to lose motivation at some point, to feel bad, to feel tired when you are alone in this journey. But you need to keep in mind, you need to keep your goal in mind, your ultimate goal, your true objectives, your target, because that's what's going to keep you motivated. And also keep in mind that every improvement, even if it's small, is an improvement. So celebrate the small improvements you make. One thing that I notice, many people say they focus on everything they don't know, but they never celebrate the good things they know, the new things they learn. So this is a suggestion. Start celebrating the things you are learning. Okay, this is very, very important, and it's don't let your current results, your present results, make you feel bad. Focus on what will happen if you keep going. Focus on all the possibilities you will have if you keep going. That's how you find the motivation inside yourself. That's how you keep going. Okay, I see that some of you guys are talking about adding people on WhatsApp. That's nice. I think this is a nice opportunity here on the chat. You get to know people. Hopefully you will really be talking about English and trying to improve and trying to communicate. It's nice. I have friends from all over the world, and I think it's nice when you really focus on English. So try to use this opportunity from the people you are getting to know here in the chat to really communicate, to really try to speak English. Okay? So guys, I believe these are the 5 most common mistakes students make, okay? And it doesn't mean that this will always happen. You can stop this, you can change that, okay? I made this video exactly as a wake-up call to help you get focused, to help you get more consistent with your studies, to help you use your time more efficiently, because we are so busy, we work so much. Okay, so that's the idea of this video. I am planning more videos, not live videos, but I'm planning a video to help you with a study plan. I will give you some ideas for a study plan. I am working on this, okay? And I think this is gonna be very helpful for you. But keep in mind that you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days, all right? And how you react to the bad days is gonna determine how long it's going to take for you to learn English, all right? Now, I have a question for you guys, and I hope to see your answer in the comments because the video is almost over. And I would like to know if you have ever experienced these problems, okay? So have you ever had any of these problems? Demotivation, not knowing what to do. Oh, Oscar is saying Prix is the best YouTube teacher. Yay! Thank you so much. Yes. Share this video with your friends, okay? Invite them. Hey, teacher Prix is nice. Come on, let's watch her. So I want to see here in the comments, okay, you answer this question. Have you ever experienced any of these problems? And if so, how do you deal with them? How do you fix them? What are you doing to improve? All right? So when the video is over, try to answer this question to me. And if you are watching the replay, please let me know in the comments too if you have had this experience, if you have had any of these problems, all right? Well, that is the end of another video. I truly hope this video was helpful to you guys. I hope you can get some inspiration. I hope you can be inspired by these ideas and get back to your studies and focus on making an effective, realistic plan. All right, guys? I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.